He has a 1-1 count. That one's struck high. Left side. That one's going. That's out of here off the You have to be kidding me. Fireworks. Here you go.
Welcome in, everybody. BFB or Baseball for Breakfast, episode number 3. I'm getting the hang of it. I've got my graphics ready to go a little earlier today. Appreciate you all joining me. Go ahead and drop a like again if you enjoy this type of stuff. The views are up from day 2 to day 1, which is a good sign to me. We've got a ton of stuff to talk about, a ton of really big storylines, and I think today I'm gonna try something a little bit newer and focus more on last night's games, breaking down those instead of previewing tonight's games, because I'll have a graphic out for tonight's games later today, and really it's really tough to break those down when I don't know the pitching matchups. So we're gonna go this way. We're gonna see how it goes, and yeah, we'll roll with it. Again, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. I've been having a ton of fun. I was obviously at Valley at Tumwa last night. Some really good games, and I forgot to announce my team of the night last night on the video. So I'll remember to do that today. We'll start that. We'll get that going. And there's plenty of candidates. Honestly, it really tough to choose from, but I did narrow it down. Let's get right into it though. Let's see if I can pull up my little graphics here. Here we are. Class 4A. Notable scores last night. Kind of the biggest ranked matchup in Class 4A. City High and Prairie, they split two really good games, as you can see. I know City High was down 4-0 in that first game, rallied to put up 3 in the 7th. I know we had Reed Burkle, I believe, throw a really good game in game 1. We'll see if we got stats in. Doing this on the fly, no stats in yet for that game. So I know Reed Burkle, he threw like 6 in the 3rd. Shutout baseball against Iowa City High as those two split. Kennedy on a back-to-back, they get a 12-0 win over Jefferson. DCG on a back-to-back, they get a doubleheader sweep over Urbandale. Really good win for them against the CIML opponent. Dowling, they impress in their opening game. Let's see, we got Max Shelton with 2 hits, Dylan Webb with 3 hits. It was Dylan Webb on the mound for the Maroons. 4 innings, 1 hit, 1 earned, 5 Ks. And ADM, it doesn't get any easier for them. They go from Southeast Polk to Dowling Catholic, and tonight I believe they got Van Meter. So ADM testing themselves early in Class 3A. I love it. And the game that I was at, Ottumwa and Valley, both these games razor tight going into the 7th inning. That first one, I believe, was 3-3 going into the 7th. Ottumwa had put up 6, and in the second game, Valley was up 3-1 going into the 7th inning. They lose the lead, and then in the bottom of the 7th, we actually had a pinch hit walk off 2-run homer. Let me pull it up so I don't get the name right. I believe it was Charlie. Give me one sec here. Let's see. Charlie Kruger, senior pinch hit. Walk-off 2-run bomb. I actually got the video right here. Let's take a minute and check it out. Yeah, so that's how game 2 ended. A really good game. A long doubleheader, 5.5-hour doubleheader. But hey, baseball's back. I'm not complaining. It was a ton of fun. 2 really competitive games. Didn't see Tucker Long throw for Ottumwa. I believe he's going to go in their next game. They got Indianola next up. Big games over way out west. Sioux City East and Sioux City North I'm going to try and see if we got some pitching stats in for this one. It was a doubleheader blank for East. Looked really good against North. No pitching stats in for East, so I can't tell you who threw. But yeah, a 3-0 win, a 5-0 win. Really impressive right there. And Linmar, back-to-back days with Linmar getting a split against a ranked team tonight or last night against Cedar Falls. And then it rounded it out. We had Hawkeyes getting a 5-0 win over Norwalk in their series opener, or in their season opener. Apologize. Hopping over to Class 3A, more action, and the big one here: North Polk and Hawkeyes Northwest. The first one going to Hawkeyes Northwest, 1-0. I know it's Chris Peterson and Hunter Cook throwing. No stats in Unbound yet, so I can't tell you the exact stats. And then game two is North Polk clawing out a 6-1 win. I'm guessing Rogge threw that one. Another big one, 4A's Dubuque Hempstead, unranked, getting a sack fly walk-off win over number 4 in Class 3A Wahlert Catholic. That one might turn some heads a little bit. And it was Solon getting a big 15-2 win over Muscatine. See if we got some stats in for that. We do. Jackson Link, 5 innings, 2 hit, 1 earned, 2 Ks for Solon, picking up the victory there for the Spartans, the number 10 Spartans, that is. Lewis Central getting a 7-0 shutout win over Shenandoah. Lewis Central, definitely a team that I'm going to have my eyes on as they start their 2024 campaign off with a win. Iowa City West and Xavier split in their doubleheader. The first one going to West by 1 run. Xavier getting a 10-run victory in game 2. And Sergeant Bluff Luton getting a doubleheader sweep over Council Bluffs Jefferson in the Yellow Jackets. And then some more unranked action. Independence getting a 15-3 win over Waverly Shellrock. And Bondurant Farrar, I believe behind Jordan Ryle, a complete game, I do believe. Let me pull it up quick. Let's see. Jordan Ryle, 7 innings, 2 hits, 3 earned, and 6 strikeouts for Bondurant as they get the win in their home opener. That game was streamed. Andrew was there. I appreciate Andrew for going out. He is killing it on these streams. So if you want to go check out that game, you can go to our live section on YouTube. It should be right there, as well as all of our other live streamed games. So that was a ton of fun to follow, and I'm not sure where Andrew's going next. Otherwise, I would let you guys know. But if you're a coach, a player, a parent, and you love Andrew to go out and stream your games, shoot us a message on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever it may be that you have IA Baseball on, and we'll see what we can do. Hopping over to Class 2A though, West Marshall, the highest ranked team in action. I'm gonna see if I can get who threw for them. They get a 8-0 win over 3A Grinnell, so playing up a class, no big deal there. And it was Owen Seeger and Noah Desitel combining for the shutout. Just 1 hit there. Seeger went 3 innings, gave up nothing. Desitel went 4 innings and gave up 1. They struck out 9 combined. As again, West Marshall, a team with high hopes in Class 2A, gets a win. I put Durant here in the second spot because Bound was telling me Pleasantville played last night, but there is still no score in. Let's see if I can get one now. Yeah, I don't see a score in it. It said Pleasantville and Albia played last night in Albia. Still no score in there. Again, I can't tell you guys the final score if I don't have it myself. So if you're watching this and you do know that score, go ahead and drop a comment, and I can at least be made aware of it. It's a little late now for the video, obviously, but not sure what happened there. So Durant picking up a win over Louisa Muscatine to move to 2-0, I do believe. Esterville Lincoln Central getting a 19-8 win over Harris Lake Park. Unity Christian and Lawton Bronson, good 2A matchup there. 8-2 Unity Christian picking up a win. Kemper Catholic bouncing back after last night's loss to Des Moines Christian. They get a win. A big win over Trainer. Always a good matchup there. As Mason Knurl throwing for the Knights. 5 1/3, 4 hits, 2 earned, and 6 Ks. As Kemper Catholic moves to 1-1. They're not ranked in our poll. They are ranked in the coaches poll. You know they're right on the edge of that. Missouri Valley, obviously the big story with them this year is they merged with West Harrison, who obviously was preseason ranked. We were not made aware that was not a team anymore. So West Harrison, those players moving over to Missouri Valley, and they start hot. They're 2-0, racking up a lot of hits. So gonna keep an eye on them as the season progresses in Class 2A. And the big upset here, Regina, the Regals, in their home opener, they beat 3A number 14 Clear Creek Amana. They dropped 3 in the bottom of the 7th. Looks like a walk-off win for the Regals. Always a ton of fun following them. It looks like just 4 hits for Regina. Is that correct? Man, Balance has 4 hits and they scored 8 runs, which would be very, very impressive. Again, as Regina, a 2A team to watch. I believe they were 1A last year. I looked in the power index. It says they're 2A this year, so I slotted them here. If that's wrong, let me know. We're still adjusting to teams playing in different classes, so don't be afraid to reach out and correct me. Better now than later, so we can get this straightened out. And the final game I slotted in here, West Liberty getting a 9-3 win over Lone Tree. Hopping over to 1A though, Regina, I'll say you were my runner-up for being my kind of team of the night, however you want to call it. We got to get a name for the award, but runner-up to a 1A school that we'll talk about here shortly. Starting off though, Newman Catholic bounced back after a loss to Van Meter. They get a win 10-3 over Forest City. And the big one, and my winner for the team of the night, player of the night, whatever we want to call it, this was the story. Ankeny Christian, and not just Ankeny Christian, Eli Christensen, a senior for the Eagles, getting the ball against a top 5 Coon Rapids Bear team. They're number 5 in our poll, but Coon is number 1 in the coaches poll. So even more impressive at that. Eli Christensen goes 7 innings, 5 hits, no earned, no walks, and 18 strikeouts. Now you go ahead and do the math. You throw 7 innings, and you throw a complete game. That's 21 outs. He struck out 18 of those guys. That's the biggest number I've seen. I believe that's the state lead in strikeouts for a single game so far this year. So shout out to Eli. I'm gonna make a graphic, get a graphic for you out here shortly. But Eli Christensen and Ankeny Christian, you guys are the winner of our team of the night. I don't know. We gotta figure out a name or a graphic or something for that. But congrats to you guys. That was my kind of story. My storyline of the night last night. Spencer, they got a win over 1A's ranked Altal Rayleigh. Again, Spencer was a Class 3A state qualifier last year, so I wouldn't call that a huge upset. Obviously, 14-1 over a ranked team is a big deal, but obviously 2 classes separate those two. But congrats to Spencer for picking up a big win. Akron Westfield, they dropped 14 and get a win over Woodbury Central. Wapsie Valley, they get another win. They beat Belle Plaine. Wapsie Valley got a win over Waterloo East last night. They get a win over Belle Plaine tonight. Gladbrook Rhinebeck gets an opening night win over BCLUW. Gladbrook Rhinebeck, always a team we got our eyes on in Class 1A. They had a walk-off in the 7th. They BCLU put up 2 in the 7th to take the lead. It looks like Gladbrook Rhinebeck responded with 3 in the bottom half of the 7th to get the win in their home season opener. Colonesco getting a win over Clarion Goldfield Dows. And my last game I had on here, St. Edmunds getting a win over South Central Calhoun. See if I can get you a pitching stat here, because 1-0, you always got to keep an eye on for something crazy in that pitching line. It was Hayden Derrick for St. Ed's. 7 innings, 1 hit, 4 walks, and 15 strikeouts for the Gale as they get a 1-0 win. Looking forward to tonight, just briefly, I don't even really have a graphic, to be honest. I'm just kind of gonna scroll with you guys and see what I find that kind of sticks out to me. We got Ames Waukee in what looks like a varsity doubleheader. We got Linville Sully and Mid Prairie getting their seasons going tonight. Pleasantville, they've got Bishop Garrigan. That should be a good one. Those are 2 ranked teams. Don Bosco kicks off their season against Alburnett. We do have Indianola and Ottumwa. Look for Tucker Long there. I believe he should throw that game. Beckman Catholic and Western Dubuque. You can put a star by that one. That is our game of the night. Western Dubuque, Class 3A number 2 against Beckman Catholic, Class 2A number 2. Both those teams are number 2 in the preseason poll, but both those teams are also coming off state titles. So the hype is going to be there for that one. ton of fun there. Kemper Catholic and Lewis Central, a good Hawkeye 10 matchup there. Pella and Clear Creek Amana, that one's always a ton of fun. Peavy and Ankeny getting going. Solon Bettendorf, like I said, ADM, they test themselves again with Van Meter. Akron Westfield and Unity Christian. Feels like Unity Christian is playing every night to start this season, which I love. We got Remsen St. Mary's and Newell Fonda. We'll see if Newell Fonda can tackle the number one team in Class 1A. But yeah, that was it for baseball for breakfast. I think I like this method of going about it more. Again, drop a like. Appreciate you guys all for tuning in. Hopefully this just continues to grow and grow. As far as tonight goes, I don't think I'm going to be anywhere tonight. I think I'm going to take today to catch up and get some game recaps out from Johnson, Ames, and these Valley Atumwa games. I'm going to plan on hitting a game tonight though, or tomorrow night on Thursday. Sorry. So if you've got a game that you think is of interest, shoot me a message on my personal accounts, on IA Baseball's account, whatever it is, and we'll see if we can make something work, because I'm really not tied to anything at this point. But yeah, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. 15 minutes. That's about right on the money, right what I'm looking for. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you tomorrow.